The pies, they're definitely
so many
big on
pies.
pies. I don't even know how to make a pie. I'm sure my mom and my grandma don't either.
Christmas in Germany is huge. So Christmas in Germany is really important. I think it's the most important holiday. Like cooking together, preparing food, sitting there together, eating, talking. And we celebrate Christmas on the 24th at night. And that's also when we do the gifts under the tree and stuff like that. So it's really a huge fest. It's different because you celebrate on the 25th and during the day mostly, right?
Yeah, that's how we don't open gifts until we wake up the next morning. I think in Germany you guys cheat because you open the gifts on the 24th.
Because that's the day.
No, it's the 25th. That's Christmas.
No.
Well, yeah, you guys never had to go to bed and then wait the next day to open gifts.
Her family, and I think in Hispanic culture in general, they celebrate the 24th. We celebrate the 25th. I've always woken up on the 25th and opened up presents. Her family, I think, opens presents the night of, right?
The night of, yeah. We party hard on the 24th.
We do it on the night of the 24th, but it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm not even kidding you. That's the time we start partying. So his family celebrates Christmas Eve too, which is weird because white people usually celebrate Christmas Day. So.
Well, we do a little bit of both, but the whole family gets together on Christmas Eve, and we do it pretty early. We think we eat around 2 o'clock, so then we have time to go to her house afterwards.
Christmas at my house is crazy. We like to party, we like to dance and drink. We don't do gifts at the Christmas party. We do gifts with our immediate families because nobody has time to open gifts because everybody's partying. And
There's
then,
no room for it either.
Yeah, there's never any room in the house.
Christmas in my house it's pretty traditional. We sit down, we eat dinner, we talk, and then we all go in the living room, open up gifts and stuff.
His mom sets up the table with 2 different plates and the forks and the knives and does everything, the whole setup. I've helped her before, but we don't do that. People don't even have a table to eat at my family parties. You have to sit on the stairs and eat because everybody's.
It's all about the dance floor, really.
Yeah.
As far as my family, Christmas time, I tried to warn them. So my stepmother, who basically is my mother, she's from El Salvador and has a huge, huge family. And so I tried to let him know, prepare yourself. We got there late night. It was probably midnight. We're getting off the train. He's like, yeah, everybody's probably asleep. And I said, oh, trust me, they're not. And he walks in and it's wall-to-wall packed. Everybody's in there dancing to bachata and drinking cervezas and passing around food and handing him shots as soon as he walked in. And he was like, oh my God.
My anxiety kicked in really quick. I sat in a corner, honestly, in a chair and just rocked back and forth and watched everybody. Shook my head. Sometimes I said sometimes I said yes, sometimes I barely didn't speak at all. I got basically forced to have a shot. I was not allowed to have a chaser, which was horrible. And they made me drink a lot of beers. So I was drinking beer in the corner by myself.
It was the initiation. You have to be initiated into my family.
Yeah.
But they all liked him and apparently want me to marry him, and that's that.
They were very excited for her to come. Her first American Christmas, as my mom dubbed it. So she was very excited to put on a big spread for her.
I was really nervous going there for the first time. Not only to meet her family, but being in the South and being in that environment and being who I am and being gay on top of that. But when I got there, they went out of their way, especially her mom, to make me feel so welcoming. They put up 3 Christmas trees and I got so many presents, and I didn't grow up with any of that. I've never had any toys. I always tell Ashley, never any presents in growing up. So it was quite an overwhelming, in a good way, experience. But her parents went out of their way to make sure that I felt welcoming, because I think they sensed that I was nervous being there. And so I really appreciate that gesture from them.
It was pretty on par with how my mom normally does Christmas. She loves it. She loves to give, and she spends the whole year prepping for it. So I think for her to be able to give that to someone who's never experienced it was a dream of a lifetime.
We try to go to Houston for Christmas to visit his family, but I look forward to having the big old turkey with rice inside. I've never
Instead of stuffing,
instead of stuffing, Kevin's mom put sticky rice inside with like not roast pork, but like the Chinese sausage. And it is delightful. I tell you, it's the one thing that I look forward to all the time. And that's almost like the quintessential fusion of the cultures of, you know, a nice big turkey and, you know, because you're Chinese, you know, sticky rice.
Tyler's family celebrates Christmas with a lot of desserts. Dominicans don't really make a lot of dessert. If we have anything, it's like a flan or 2 flans that somebody made just out of the kindness of their heart. But Tyler's family goes all out with desserts.
Yeah, my family, one person will bring like homemade donuts and somebody will bring apple pie and
the pies, they're definitely
so
big on pies. I don't even know how to make a pie. I'm sure my mom and my grandma don't either. Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up Jehovah's Witness. I actually think my dad got my mom into it, and then my mom went more into it. So basically, I never really celebrated birthdays, or it's kind of like a religion where you don't really participate in worldly activities. I always find holidays really weird. I don't even know, honestly, when they are usually. I mean, I always think, is Christmas always on a Thursday or a Tuesday? I don't even know. But the holidays we celebrated, he would make like a big deal about it, and I just really wouldn't care. It was just like another day. So he'd be like, oh, let's do a Christmas with like 25 gifts or something. And I'm like, ugh, I just go get one thing and be like, I'm done. I can't wrap anything for he like gets mad at me and it's like, what do you want it to be? So like, we usually fight around holidays. Because he just wants everything to be like this Hallmark Christmas kind of perfect thing.
He one time wrapped our friends' gifts
in newspaper.
It literally looked like a kid had just came and just went. And
I thought it was cute.
And then just put tape around it.
I thought it was cute.
So I had to
real.
unwrap all the presents and rewrap all the presents.
I had like one job to do that.
So I was like, I can't give people presents that look like this.
I thought it looked adorable and sweet. It was real. It was adorable.
It looked like I lived with a crazy person.
El Día de los Reyes is right after Christmas, a few days after Christmas. I believe it's January 6th. And the night before, we put grass under our bed. And in the morning, when we wake up, the 3 kings have taken the grass and replaced it with a gift.
Wow, never knew that.
So my aunt, who is one of the most religious people in my family, she always comes down for the holidays, and she would make us take a small box, like a shoe box, and she'd let us know that the 3 kings are looking for weeds, and we'd have to pick them from outside, even if it's under the snow, and we'd put them in the shoe box, put it under our bed, and in the morning we'd have a little gift.
She was trying to get rid of those weeds.
Thanks for watching, and comment below other topics you want us to discuss.
And make sure you subscribe to the VH1 YouTube channel.